second. How do you know there was three?
Well, there were three gifts, weren't there?
Yeah, there were three gifts, but it doesn't say anything about there being three people, three wise men, three kings.
Well,
It doesn't even call them kings.
we don't really know if there were 3 or 33 or 303. But we do know that they came about a year and a half after Jesus.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't at this manger. That's for sure.
That's true. We also know that before the wise men from the east mounted camels to follow a bright star, before the wise men loaded gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh for the newborn king, there were 3 wise women.
What?
Elizabeth, Mary, and Anna.
3
It says so right here in this book.
Let me see this book. 3 wise women of Christmas. I'm going to have to read this. All right. Elizabeth's story. I was too old to have a baby. Everyone said so. 3 wise women. But God was about to surprise us all with his gift. My husband Zechariah had been away serving as priest in God's temple. I would not feel this lonely, I thought, as I gazed out towards Jerusalem, if I had a child. Suddenly Zechariah appeared over the crest of the hill. He was running like a man half his age. I hurried to meet him. What is it, Zechariah? My heart quickened. He'd been given a message from the angel Gabriel that he failed to believe, and now he couldn't speak. I watched my husband's hands fly in the air like frightened birds. I don't understand, I cried. Then Zechariah pointed to heaven and touched my belly, and I knew. God is giving us a child. I exclaimed, and I hugged my belly and laughed. The first wise woman received her gift in her wisdom. Elizabeth raised the child who came to be known as John the Baptist. He prepared the world for an even greater gift, a gift that would come through the second wise woman. Mary's story. How can this be? That's what I asked the angel when Gabriel announced that God was sending me the greatest gift anyone ever received. Stop it. I was alone when the angel burst into my presence with the light of 1,000 stars. Don't be afraid, Mary. God has chosen you. You will have a baby. She's a little young. And name him Jesus. And he is the Son of the Most High God. I was young and poor, a virgin engaged to Joseph the carpenter. How can this be, I asked. Nothing will be impossible with God, the angel reminded me. And then he told me of another gift. For even Elizabeth is to have a child in her old age. I took courage from God's promise to my aunt. I am your servant, I replied. Let it be done to me, as you have said. And it was all done, just as the angel said in a stable in Bethlehem. Jesus was born. God's holy gift. And this gift was the Savior, the hope of the whole world. Young Mary was wise beyond her years. When the time came for Mary and Joseph to dedicate Jesus according to Jewish law, they took their gift to the temple of Jerusalem. And there, waiting for the Messiah, was the third wise woman. Hannah's story. They said I should give up. I was such an old woman, a widow of 84 years, never leaving the temple, Hadn't I waited long enough to see God's gift of the Messiah? My back bent like the willows of Babylon. I went about my daily temple duties, fasting and praying. God is sending us a Savior, I prophesied to all who would listen. Then one day, something was different. I heard the bleating of the sacrificial lambs, as on every day, the clang of coins in the offering. But on this day, as my weak eyes searched the sea of worshipers, the crowd seemed to fade, leaving only one tiny baby before me. I knew at once this was God's gift, the Messiah. I held the child. It's not a football here. I held the child I'd been waiting my whole life to see. Then I turned to the people. He's here, I announced. God has sent us his son. A lifetime of waiting had made Anna wise. When the promised gift arrived, the third wise woman embraced the Savior and introduced him to others. Elizabeth held her son John and pointed to the bright star.
Soon, you will prepare the world for God's great gift, Jesus Christ.
Anna stood on the steps of the temple and gazed at the Jerusalem sky.
Thank you for letting me live long enough to see your son.
And under the brightest star in the sky, Mary rocked her son, Jesus, pondering the words of the angel. In the distance, she could hear the fading clip-clop of camels' hooves.
Thank you for sending me your son.
After the wise men left their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, they mounted the camels. After they mounted camels to return to the east, 3 wise women shared God's great gift with the whole world, bringing to the world great joy. Stand with me and let's close in singing.